Okay, folks, buckle up, because today we are diving deep into some fascinating relationship advice.
Ooh.
Yeah, right?
Right.
We're looking at some material that's aimed at helping guys be better husbands.
Oh, okay.
But honestly, I feel like so much of this applies to any close relationship.
Yeah.
You know, it's all about connection.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I totally agree with you there. It's really about understanding your partner's needs and how to meet them.
Exactly. And one of the things that jumped out at me right away in this material is this question they suggest, asking your partner,
Okay.
how can I love you better this week? Like, wow, right? It's so simple, but I can just imagine how many insightful conversations could come out of that.
Right. It's so powerful because it shows your partner that you're not just taking them for granted. You're actively thinking about them and how to make them feel loved and appreciated.
Totally. And it probably prevents a lot of misunderstandings and resentment down the line, too.
You know, absolutely.
Yeah.
It's like you're acknowledging that what your partner needs might change from week to week. What worked last week might not be what they need this week.
Yeah, it's like a little relationship check-in.
Exactly. Yeah.
Okay, so this next tip is a little bit more, intimate.
Okay.
Have you ever heard of the 6-second kiss?
Oh, yes. The 6-second kiss. It's pretty interesting, isn't it? It's the idea that those longer kisses, beyond just a quick peck,
Right.
they actually can really deepen your connection. Did you know that there's actually some science behind this? Longer kisses actually release oxytocin in the brain.
Really?
Yeah, and oxytocin is often called the love hormone because it plays a big role in how we bond and attach to each other.
Wow, so it's not just romantic, it's like a physiological thing.
Exactly. So those longer kisses are actually doing something in our brains to help us feel closer.
That's pretty cool. It's like a science experiment you can do with your partner.
Right.
Okay, so moving on, the material also talks about the importance of reminiscing,
Okay.
like talking about how you first met, those early dates, all that good stuff.
Yeah.
And why you chose each other.
Yeah.
It seems almost too simple to be effective, but I can see how it would be powerful.
It is. It's powerful because every time you revisit those memories, you're bringing back all those positive feelings that you felt in the beginning. It's like reminding yourselves why you fell in love in the first place. And there's this relationship expert, John Gottman. He calls it building a love map.
A love map.
Yeah. It's essentially a shared history that you can draw on to navigate the ups and downs of life together.
Okay, so it's not just about getting all mushy and nostalgic.
Yeah.
It's actually building a stronger foundation for the relationship.
Right.
This actually reminds me of another concept in the material, love languages.
Oh, yeah.
I feel like everyone's talking about love languages these days.
Well, it's for good reason.
Yeah.
The basic idea is that everyone gives and receives love in different ways.
Right.
Some people really feel loved when they hear words of affirmation, Others might crave physical touch, while others might really value acts of service or quality time.
Yeah. I'm definitely a quality time person.
There you go. So recognizing your own love language and your partner's can really improve communication and help you both feel more understood.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And speaking of understanding, there was something in here that I had never heard of before. Apology languages.
Oh, interesting.
I had no idea this was even a thing.
Yeah, it's a relatively new concept, but it's just as insightful as love languages. It's the idea that just like with love, people also prefer different ways of receiving apologies.
Oh, that makes sense.
Right. Like you might apologize with a very heartfelt, I'm sorry. But if your partner really needs to see you take action to fix the situation, those words might not be enough for them.
Right.
Maybe they need you to spend quality time with them or offer a gesture of affection or something like that.
So it's about understanding what makes them feel truly heard and understood when it comes to apologies.
Exactly. And learning how to speak their apology language can really help you navigate conflict more effectively.
Totally. Okay, there were two other points that really resonated with me. Taking responsibility and active listening.
Yeah.
I feel like those two go hand in hand. You can't really have one without the other.
Absolutely. Taking responsibility for your actions shows your partner that you respect them and you value their feelings.
Right.
And then active listening means really trying to understand their perspective. It's not about agreeing or disagreeing. It's about acknowledging and validating their experience.
That's such an important distinction.
It is.
Okay, and of course, we can't forget about appreciation and quality time.
Yes.
It's not just about the grand romantic gestures, it's those everyday moments of connection that really matter, right?
Totally. Little things like expressing gratitude, offering to help around the house, or even just asking about their day can go a long way.
Yeah.
And then, of course, actually setting aside dedicated time for shared experiences, beyond just watching TV together, can help keep that spark alive.
It's about being present and intentional with your time together.
Exactly.
Okay, last but not least, and maybe my favorite point, the material talks about keeping the romance alive.
Oh, yes.
I think everyone wants that no matter how long they've been together.
Absolutely. And it doesn't have to be anything super elaborate. It's about those little surprises, the thoughtful gestures that show your partner you're still smitten with them.
Like what?
Well, it could be anything, really. It depends on your partner and what they like. Maybe it's a handwritten note, a surprise picnic, or even learning a few phrases in their love language.
Oh, that's a good one.
Right. It's the thoughtfulness that really counts.
So as we wrap up this deep dive, I think the takeaway is that being a better partner is a journey. It's an ongoing process of learning, adapting, and putting in the effort.
Mm-hmm.
It's about understanding your partner's needs and finding creative ways to meet them.
I love that. And, as you continue to think about this, consider how these principles can be applied to all your relationships,
Oh, yeah.
not just romantic ones. How can you improve your connection with your friends, family members, even colleagues? It's all about showing up authentically and making those relationships a priority.
That's a great point. Something to think about for sure. Well, that's all the time we have for today, folks. So we hope this deep dive has given you some valuable insights to make all your relationships even stronger. Until next time, happy diving.
Bye, everyone.